Okay, sometimes you're going to get polynomials which don't fit the standard pattern. So instead of having to the power of positive numbers, you might have a polynomial that looks like this. 3 over x squared. Now, because we've got that x squared down in the denominator, if we want to get the differentiation of this, what we want to do is actually move that x squared up into the numerator, but we have to change the power of it into a negative number. Now, if we're going to get the differentiation of this, if we want to derive this function, we still do it the same way, we've just got to be careful. Now we've got 3 times negative 2, which becomes negative 6, and this is the part you've got to be very careful in. A lot of people make the mistake of changing that from a negative 2 to a negative 1 because we're used to dropping that number by 1. But we have to remember that that is a negative 2. And negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. But now we should probably change that into a positive. So I'm going to write that as negative 6 over x cubed. So that's how we derive something when the x power is in the denominator of a fraction. Sometimes as well we'll have things like this. We might have 4 times the square root of x. Now what can we do here? You may have figured this one out. We need to rewrite the square root of x as 4 times x to the power of a half. So if we're going to derive this, we need to take that power of a half, multiply it by 4, and get 2. Then take that power of a half and subtract 1 from it. So this becomes to the power of negative a half. Now though, we want to do the same thing as we did before. We're going to make that a positive a half, but move it down into the denominator. And then we have to be careful to change that power of a half into the square root of x. So starting from 4 times the square root of x, we derive it and we wind up with 2 divided by the square root of x.